Good evening, everyone. Well, welcome tonight to Let's Talk. Good evening, everyone. Come, let's hit that share button. Invite someone on tonight to join us on our Let's Talk broadcast. I hope that you're having a great week. It's beautiful outside. I know we've been getting some heavy downpours, but it's still spring. So hold on. Summer's coming and it's going to get hot. Well, let's get ready for tonight. Let's get ready for this evening. All right, listen. Over the last few weeks, we've been talking about men. This month, we've dedicated to our men that are in business. Um, Last week, Prophet Remington was with us. We talked about his survival from cancer 2 weeks ago. And then last week, he showed us how much he has survived. He spoke, he shared the word of God with us, prophesied, and we were just so glad to hear what God had to say. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to continue our journey with the men as we get ready to come into Father's Day this week. This is Father's Day weekend. And so we have a few more guests that's coming on. Prophet Yolanda will be, that's how he started his bakery. So there's so much more to come. And so tonight we're going to focus on men in business. But before we bring our guests on, let's talk about a minute about realizing your dreams. What are the common denominator of those who are successful in business? Those who bring their vision to fruition. Although the gentleman we're going to talk to tonight is a businessman, he touches my heart because he's my son. Well, it requires focus. I watched him focus. I watch him be committed. I watch him plan. I watch him work hard, long hours from morning till night. I watched him work. And so I watch him execute the plan to be good in business. I watch him do so many different things when it comes to what he likes to do. But what I realized that successful people have something in common. You have to be fully persuaded that you're able to do it and stay the course. That was what was important as he was growing up, watching him be persuaded about the things he wanted to do, and he wasn't going to give up. When he was at home, we talked about college, and he started in college, and he said, Mom, there's something else I want to do. And so he's always been strong. And one of the things about my kids that I like, when they believe in something, they didn't waver. Just like when Abraham believed God. When you believe God for something, you got to stay the course. Be willing to stay the course. No matter what your goal or desire is, you must believe that God can make it happen for you. Remember, faith is the currency. If you don't believe God, you can talk about it, but talking about it is never going to manifest until you start putting the work into it. Listen, it really doesn't matter how many people believe you can accomplish it. If you don't believe you can, you won't get it done. In order to realize your dream, we have to be convinced it can be done. We don't necessarily have to believe in our own skills, but we do believe that with God, all things are possible. Although they try to intervene and collaborate to help God bring things to pass, sometimes God wants us to take our hands off of it and let Him show us. He's fully able to teach us, guide us, and direct us. One of the habits of successful people is their willingness to see a task and really bring it to completion. They start the task with expectation that if they follow this plan, it is going to manifest. Being fully persuaded to have a genuine faith that whatever God promised us, just like Abraham, will come to pass. And so we have to remember that there are many people watching us bring our dreams to pass. They're watching to see what you're going to do, whether it's owning a business, whatever it is. God has promised us that we can have an abundant life. An abundant life is not just money. Abundant life is good relationships, health, family. All of that's a part of abundant life. So you've got to keep preparing, keep working, keep doing your part. And by faith, watch God do it. Highly successful people share some things in common. They have an unbreakable spirit. They may get mad, they may get frustrated, but they're going to pick up the pieces and keep on going. You don't stop because you have a bad day. You don't stop because people question your ability to accomplish your goals. You don't stop because people like you. You don't stop because they don't like you. You just keep on going, no matter what. If you have a dream tonight and you're leaving it sit on a shelf, I want you to take the opportunity to go and dust it off after you hear his story. Because it was a dream, but the dream has to have manifestation. Listen, maybe you have tried before and you failed at it, but you're not a failure. You know how many things I tried in life and I messed up? And I thank God today that I know what I'm called to do and I'm doing what I love to do. Listen, because you fail at something doesn't make you a failure. Get up and try again. Go get that dream dusted off and resolve within yourself that you're fully persuaded that no matter what the challenges or circumstances happen, that God is able to do just what he promised. Tonight, we have joining us a young man who, like Abraham, hoped beyond hope that the dream he held in his heart, the dream God promised him, would come to fruition. And I thank God for him tonight. I'm going to ask you to help me welcome Anthony into the studio with us tonight. My son, the owner of Mock & Co. Diamonds and Jewelry. Come on, let's bring him on tonight and let's talk about the promises of God. Hey, Anthony.
Hello, everyone.
Good to have you on board tonight. Come on, so glad that you came on board. Tell us, how did all of this get started? We're so interested in knowing where this started from. When did it affect you to start moving in that way?
Business wise or just starting jewelry? Is that the question?
Yeah, when you started in jewelry. Let's start with jewelry. Let's see when you got started to.
I was 17 and I was always in trouble in school. And my principal sort of like, you got to find something to do with yourself. And I was like, well, I don't know what I want to do. So he's, well, go to the mall and find a job to start. So I was like, okay. I went, did that. I went to the mall because I worked at Sabaros for a little bit. And after a while, I quit and, didn't have nothing to do. He said, well, just go find something to do. And I went to a little kiosk and I saw them, fixing jewelry and changing batteries. I was like, I can do that. So I went there and I applied. I got the job and the owner and I we just butted heads. But I was every time I would look over to see him working, I'm like, man, that looks like a cool thing he's doing over there. And he was playing with the torch and you know like mess setting diamonds. I was like, I think I want to learn to do that. And I asked him, I was like, can you teach me this? And he was like, no, I'm not going to teach it. He's like, you stay doing what you're doing and I do what I do. I was like, okay. Oh, that sort of crushed me. So I was like, well, when he leaves, I'll practice while he's gone. And that's what I did. And every time he would leave to go home, because I would stay at late, and close down the store or the little kiosks, I would, use his tools. And he's like, are you using my tools? Are you're touching my equipment? I was like, nah, I'm not touching none of your stuff. And knowing well, I was definitely using his stuff. And one day you know, he was realizing that, I was doing it every night. So he like the kiosk was on the bottom floor and he was like up top looking down and he came down. He was like, you were definitely using my stuff. I was like, yeah, but look how much money I made you at night. And he's like, I didn't think about that. And he gave me the opportunity to learn a little bit. And that's sort of how I sort of started in fixing jewelry and just sort of went from there.
Because I remember you went to college and you came home and you said, Mom, I don't want to do that. I want to continue learning about jewelry. I remember
Right.
that. And you went from the kiosk to another jewelry store. Did you go from the kiosk to the jewelry store, or was there somebody that you met at the kiosk that kind of invited you into that world to continue doing what you're doing?
Now, when I was at the kiosk, I sort of just went there on my own, but I just learned from a gentleman there, both guys, Pat Carson and Rich Berduto. They just sort of taught me like the art of like repairing jewelry, and I just got really good at it. And the general manager at Gordon's or at Jared's at the time, and I was 17 years old at that time, and he was like, "Look, I'll give you $20 an hour." At that time, I was like, I thought I was rich. I was like, someone shut the door. I'm about to buy me a Bentley. It's about to be heaven coming. So I was so happy. He's like, and I thought about it. I was like, well, I probably can get another job somewhere else just in case. So I applied at Coleman Jewelers that was in Monroeville at the time. It was a luxury jewelry store. I was like, man, I don't think they let black people in this place. And I was just like, who knows if I had a chance. And I applied, and he's like, I'll hire you. And I saw that I had enough talent to do the job. And he's like, look, but I'm gonna give you $10 an hour, but you'll learn. I was like, well, I'd rather learn than have the money. And that's why I sort of took the chance of, working with them and bettering myself.
But you know, one of the things you said, you were in trouble at school, but nobody told me you were in trouble at school. That's the thing. We got to talk about that after the
Yeah, that's
show.
one thing you don't
I
know is
didn't
I was sneaky.
know.
Yeah.
I know I'm hearing things that I didn't
Hmm.
know about. So, I'm going to talk to you about that later. Listen, Anthony, when did you realize you were good at this? When did you feel like I can do this? When did you realize that after starting in the kiosk, or when did you realize you were good at it and you loved it?
When I was at the kiosk, I knew I was good, but I didn't know there was levels to good. You
Mm.
know, and like now I can like there's probably two or three levels above me where I'm at now, and I'm good. So it's you know in this business in this career there's it's an art. It's almost like painting. There's the Picasso level and there's that person painting in their basement. There's all different levels to this, and I'm at a really high end level and I'm definitely a master at it. But when I was at that kiosk, I thought I was the bomb. And when I went to a little school, I learned that there's a lot of people better than me, and I had a lot of room for improvement.
Wow, that's important. Now, I remember when you lost your finger, because everybody see the Anthony that's doing the jewelry. Tell us about the day. I remember you coming home, you looked tired, and I said, son, you look tired. You went back to work, and about an hour later, that you lost a finger doing jewelry. You didn't stop though. Tell me about that day. What made you, after going through that, not just quit?
That day was like I was working hard because I want to always impress the mentor that I had there, and he was a decent jeweler, and I was like, you know, I didn't want him to think I was lack. I didn't want to think him like, look, I can replace this kid. And I was young, and he was a lot older than me. I didn't want it to be like that. Well, he tried, and goodbye. So I worked hard and I worked long, and I was like I said, I was getting tired, and the owner of the store came in. He was like, Anthony, and he said something to me. I turned my head, and I was polishing a bracelet, and the bracelet got caught on the wheel and pulled my finger off. And after that happened, I was just like, I won't say I was depressed. I was just so like, man, this sort of like crushed my dreams. And I think one day, Mom Porter came down and she prayed for me. And after she left, it was like, I don't think I'm not finished with this. And there's got to be a way to continue to do everything that I love to do. And I was watching this you don't know this, but I was watching a kung fu movie downstairs because I couldn't move because I was so high off of oxycodone I couldn't feel anything. So I was watching a ninja movie, and the guy was punching a brick wall after he hurt his hand. I was like, oh, I can do that. And I just every day I would like deaden my nerves to try to not be so sensitive. Because every time I touch something, my hand would be like on fire. And I was like, I got to find a way to be able to hold my tools and not feel like my finger is really hurting me. And I tried that every day. And after a while, it started to work. So I was like, man, this was the best idea ever. And I was able to continue to work.
Wow. Some people would have given up after an accident like that. Some people would have given up, but it kind of helped you press in a little bit harder.
Hmm.
And so I'm glad that you did. Listen, how many years did you work for others before you started your own? Because I've known you go through some other jobs.
At least 15. 15 is probably more than that, probably 15 to 16 years I worked for. But the thing is, I was always doing uh, my own. Like I started my business in 2009. Um, so I've always worked for others and still did my company. And I think that's probably why most of the time I got fired because I was so good at what I did on my own. You know, I didn't really care about the other person's company. So I was sort of like, I sort of had it was just, I was always thinking about my dollar on my own when I was there. Because I was like, well, I'm working here for $20 an hour, and I'm at home working for, $100 an hour. And it was just like my mind was already with my company all the time. And I came to the point where it's like, you know what, I want to do this and stop being scared to take the leap. And I need to just take the leap.
Wow.
So
So when did you actually start the business? 2009? Did you
I
start?
started Mocto in 2009.
Okay.
Um, and I went officially on my own in 2017, I think.
Okay. Now tell me, I had an opportunity when you were working with another company. I came in and I watched you do things on 3D. How
Hmm.
do you how is that how you start to make a ring? By you have to design it first? How
Yeah,
do you all
that's sort
begin
of
the
like the
process?
beginning. It sort of comes up with the person's idea of what they want to do. And sometimes I hope people have pictures of what they like. If not, I can always draw something. But I'll freehand draw an image just to get them where I think they're going to be. And if they, you know, if they will let me just be creative, I'll just build it on the computer, and just go from there. And once they get the computer rendering, they sort of see exactly what they're going to get before we make it.
So do you think designing your own jewelry is so much better than just going in the store? What makes your designs different and make us want to come to you rather than just go pick up a jewelry in the store?
There's a lot of things to it. One, first and foremost, is it fits. When you have a ring that's custom, we size your finger, and when you get that ring done, it fits to you. It's like it's a nice suit,
Custom suit, yeah.
right? So when you buy a ring from a store, most of the time it don't fit your finger, and you got to have that ring size. So anytime you alter it over and over again, you ruin the details of it. Um, Secondly, is you're getting exactly what you want, not a like we call it in the business called a Frankenstein ring, where you're piecing things together to give the customer what they want. You're designing is specifically the dream and the vision of what that customer wants.
And you know, one of the things I wanted to tell you too, Anthony, not long ago, I was talking to one of your customers, and I always thought that jewelry was for the rich and the famous. Only rich people want diamonds and all of that stuff. And you know, when you live on a budget, you know, you're careful. But you have made some beautiful pieces for me over the years. I have quite a few of them on, and I have some on the desk. But one of the things she said that really fascinated me is that she collected gold. I didn't realize that. She said she collected rings every year. She'll buy a piece, she collected them. She said a few years ago, she sold her jewelry, kept a few pieces, and had enough money for a down payment on a condo. I never thought about anything like that. Do you see people use jewelry as an investment?
Yes, I do. Say one of my biggest customers uh, did that, and I think she sold her family, and she got close to $1 million worth of, and she bought $1 million condo. I think that might be the person you're talking about. Um,
I'm not saying who, but I'm just saying
but
when she explained to me that she could sell, she said she'd been collecting them for years. She had been married a few times and she had saved her rings, put them in the safe, da 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 da. She said
right,
when she retired, she decided to sell her pieces, and the money she got was afforded her to buy her condominium. So
right.
you're saying you see that people actually really save because gold is expensive, right? Is
Right.
that
When you buy gold and diamonds right, it can be somewhat of an investment if you buy it right. If you buy it at the mall, it's just a piece of jewelry. It's just gold and diamonds. And like in everything, there's levels. When you buy a Mercedes Benz, you get the premium. And the same thing here. When you buy a luxury piece, there's levels to it. The diamonds are high end, VS, D color. Um, when you get the gold, the purity is 18 karat, 14 karat to 18 karat, the platinum, all the different purity levels. You're not doing 10 karat and not, everything's high end. So like I said, if you expect to buy a Bentley, you expect everything inside that car to be premium. And that's like I said, in this same field, there's levels to it where you're buying a luxury piece, everything is all high end, everything is detailed, you know. So
what have been some of the biggest highlights for you in the business? What are some of the things that were really just amazing for you in there?
making stuff for people all over the world that never met me, never, they just trusted me. And I love that. Where like the lady you were talking about, we just did a ring for her that was, I think it's close to $60,000. And she was just like, I trust you. It's just whatever you do, Anthony, just do your best. And she got that ring, and she took it to a jewelry store when she got it. And she's like, these jewelry stores are like, they can't even imagine how much detail we put into it, and it's showing the levels that we do and the quality that that I do. So
Listen, I know during the pandemic, a lot of jewelry stores weren't open, but I know you kept going during the pandemic. You even had clients from overseas. How did that go for you?
it was good. The pandemic was great for me. I loved it. The business was booming. Yeah, I wasn't mad at the pandemic at all. Uh, but we did have a hard time in 2021 where things got slow. I think the election like scared people. It
Okay.
scared me. So it was like it sort of shocked everyone. But the pandemic sort of was good for us, where we were able to function the way we do best, where we're a social media, a little bit of a company where it's like we can interact with our customers via website, text message, Instagram, all and the customer can stay in the comfort of their home. So we were just shipping diamonds out everywhere from Japan to Florida, Houston, DC, and everyone was getting what they want, getting engaged, and didn't have to leave their house.
Wow, 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 wow. I remember you talked about someone coming from Japan or from Japan that wanted to get stuff sent to them. So tell me something. What are some of the most challenging things being a business owner? What has been challenged? I know employees, having the right employees and all of that. What has been the most challenging part?
Three things for me is time. There's not enough me. And you got to be the dad, you got to be the husband, you got to be the business owner, you got to be the man. It's like you're wearing so many hats, and it's like there's not enough time. There's not enough time in a day, and time is moving fast. So I'm learning that okay, let me slow it down a little bit and enjoy this moment, and not miss my family and not miss my time in this, because this don't happen a lot for many people. So I want to make sure every second I'm in it, I'm enjoying the process. uh, like I said, there could be so much more you know I I could accomplish, but it's I don't want to go overexert myself and miss the dad time. As my boys and my daughters are my world to me, but my boys, you gotta be there for them. They need that dad time.
Wow, that's so good. Can all budgets find things in your company to enjoy? My budget is not quite as hefty as the $60,000. So no, who can come to you? What kind of budget we need to come to you?
It
Can we
don't
start
matter.
at 3,000, 5,000? What do we start at? Monica's looking at me.
Normally,
No, not 3,000. Yes.
normally in engage ring, I tell everyone you got to at least have $1,000,
Okay.
because the gold right now is like you said before, gold is high, and you got to you know it's a valuable asset. So you can't exactly think you're going to come in with $50 and think you're going to get an engaged ring out of gold. No, so you need at least have a grand to be able to do an engaged ring. Um, but I've made pieces. I'm doing a pin right now for one of my friends, and his piece is only $100. So it doesn't really matter if you want whatever you want me to make. I'll make it. I just love making jewelry. So any opportunity I get to make it, it's important to me. Um, you know,
Well, we want to bring up some of your pieces now. I want to take an opportunity to show off some of your pieces as they're getting ready to bring it up. This one you made for me when I was getting installed as an apostle. This one you gave me for Mother's Day. This one was my wedding one. And then I have some of the pieces that you made for me, Anthony. I still keep them. I wear them. You fuss at me all the time because he wants me to take them off and keep them in a box and only put them on when I go out. But I love to keep my rings on. Those are some of the ones we have. But look at what we have pulled up from your business.
I
And
have a
then,
whole bunch.
oh,
Oh, I
look at
love
this one,
that.
Anthony. Look at this one first. Now,
I
this
like
is
that is a
this.
truck I made for one of the gentlemen that just came here probably about 2-3 months ago. Um, I love
And
that
all
piece.
those little diamonds, you got to put each one of those into that truck.
Right.
My goodness. Well,
Actually, if you don't mind, I'm gonna grab a stone real quick. I'm gonna show you guys. If you don't give me 1 second,
okay, yes.
give me 1 second.
All right, you go ahead. Bring up another piece. Here's another one of his pieces that he did. Someone brought this watch to him, and all those things on the side are diamonds. I watched him work on this for weeks. And so this is another piece of his masterwork that he does. Bring another one up for me, Okay, here's another piece here. These are all specialty pieces that are ordered. Um, and they say, Connie, it's beautiful. It's got a crown on the top of it. And so it's just so pretty. Bring up another one. Here's another piece. Anthony, this one here, I don't know what stone is in this one. What's the stone in this necklace that's up here?
So that's called a sliced diamond. So that's a fancy yellow sliced diamond. So what they do is they take the raw stone and they cleave it. It's almost like a flat pancake.
Okay. Wow. All right. What's the other one we have? And then Anthony's going to show us. Now, is
And
this is that a
that's the
wedding?
3D design that we do. So you'll be able to see exactly what the ring will look like.
Okay. So would that be considered an engagement or a wedding ring?
It's a set. It's a bridal set. So the front part is the engagement ring, and the part in the rear is the wedding band.
Okay. So if I look at something like that, what price am I looking at?
This lady actually did all moissanites, I'm pretty sure. So I think she was only like $1,500 to $2,000 if I remember.
Wow, that's
But if
great.
you do diamonds in that, you'd probably be around $25,000.
Okay, if it's all diamonds that you use.
Right.
Okay. All right, let's bring up. Okay, Anthony, show us some of what you have.
So like you said before, that lady collects gold. I do collect gold and I do collect gems and diamonds. My favorite gem, I love gems, but this opal, it's hard to tell, but it's clear.
Beautiful.
Uh, but this opal is like one of my favorite stones. It almost looks like water. Um,
So, are you waiting to get someone to buy that and then design it? How do you do that?
well, I bought two of them. The one I sold to the lady in Japan. Um, and that's probably on my Instagram. It's one of my favorite rings I've ever made. This one I'm gonna probably keep and give to my daughters. One of them, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna sell this one unless someone offers me a good amount of money
Okay,
for
I
it.
like opals too. I like opals.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be okay. So, you'll be
That's a
waiting a
pretty,
while.
pretty stone. Okay, let's see what else. What other goodies do you
I
have?
also like colored diamonds. I've always been a big fan of color.
I like the
Um,
yellow diamond.
so let me see if I can bring this up. Uh,
Okay.
so this is a natural green diamond. Let
And
me
that's
see
a
if
diamond.
right.
Keep
Is it,
holding
is it,
still. Just hold it right there. Wow. Come closer. Bring it a little closer. There it is. Oh, that's a diamond. It's green.
yep, it's a natural green diamond. So it
Okay.
has a beautiful hue of this is more like but the thing this diamond actually changes colors.
Okay.
So it goes from like a dark green to a yellow to like a brown.
Okay.
It's called a chameleon diamond.
A
And this one
chameleon.
is a fancy yellow.
Okay. Keep bring it. Yeah. There it is. Right there. Now I love the yellow diamond. That's pretty. I've seen a yellow diamond also on your page. It's very pretty. What else do you have?
Let's see. I have some fancy yellow earrings that I just made.
Wow. Okay.
Am I going in the
And
right direction?
yeah, you're right there. Yeah. And that's a yellow diamond again.
Right.
Okay, what would those earrings cost?
$5,000.
$5,000 for the earrings. All right. You have
You can
layaway?
you can
No,
cash at me, like you said. Cash app your
you
mom.
cash out. You cash
Cash
out.
app your mom. You never cash at me.
Yes. Do you have chocolate diamond? Someone wants to know if you have chocolate diamond.
I do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to see that. I've never seen the
I
chocolate
have
diamond.
a black one here. This one is a 4 carat black diamond.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Hold it still. They want to see it. Hold it up. Here it is. My goodness. That's beautiful. The chocolate diamond. I didn't even know there was a chocolate diamond. You see, I'm slow. My goodness. That is beautiful. So, if somebody wanted that chocolate diamond to be designed, you would have to do a 3D, design it, and then do it to how they want it. So, to
Hmm.
do something like that, let's say I want to get the chocolate diamond done for my birthday in August.
Hmm.
How would we go about doing it, or what would it cost me to have it designed?
Well, it depends on the size of the chocolate diamond.
That
It
one
can
that you
be.
just had there, that's a
Well,
good
this is a
size.
black diamond.
That's
So
a
this black diamond is around. I think this is like $2,000.
that's
Uh, a chocolate diamond. I think I have one in stock, and it's around I think $8,000. But it's like 4 carats too.
the chocolate is
But it's a
8,000.
big stone. But you can get a
Okay.
chocolate diamond for like a 1 carat, and it'll be around $1,000.
Okay, that's not bad then. Okay, well, you're gonna have some customers come see you because they really like the chocolate diamond. It was good
Yeah.
to hear about that. So that's good. Do we have any more of his pieces we can show? We're gonna bring up a couple more pieces. Now, is that a man's wedding band? Is that what
Yeah,
that was?
that's a what do you call it? A zirconium, and
Okay.
that's a black metal that is it's light, but it's a little bit durable. And the one side has black diamonds, the other side has white diamonds. But that's just a 3D CAD design, so the customer can see what it's going to actually look like.
Okay. Wow. That's nice. The men's ring are changing so much also. All right, let's see what the other one looks like. Now, is this a ring or a brooch?
That is actually an earring.
That's an earring.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. We
And now
actually,
is
I
that
did
the
this
same?
for a company in Arizona. They wanted just to experiment. This was a long time ago. So, but this is those are fancy yellow diamond slices, and they wanted just do something big and gaudy for their jewelry show.
I see. Okay. All right. That is pretty too. Now, something like this. Are these diamonds or zirconias? What's this setting?
These are diamonds. I don't do cubic zirconia. I only
Oh.
do natural diamonds. You keep on saying stuff that I ain't part of.
No,
But
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just
But I
laughing
do
at that. You
natural
say
diamonds.
diamonds.
We do sell lab grown diamonds, and we
Yeah.
do moissanite. These are natural diamonds. I think this pair is around $7,000, and
Okay.
that's 3/4 carat diamonds in each halo. And it has around like a 1/4 carat total in the halo, actually holding the stone.
So if somebody is interesting, you can show some more. If somebody, oh, I like this. Is this a wedding band? Could be used as
It's
a
a
wedding.
fashion ring.
Oh, just a fashion ring. Okay.
Hmm.
And the pink stones, are those like birthstones? I was looking up today all the different stones. The garnet, the amethyst, the aquamarine. Now, what's this one would be considered? That, hold on 1 minute, the pink one. What stone would this one would be?
That is pink sapphires. So
Oh,
sapphires
okay.
are like diamonds. Diamonds
Okay.
come in every color of the rainbow, and same with sapphires. They come in every color of the rainbow.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty. Okay, the next one here, I saw you making that. I stopped by and I saw you making this. Was this a somebody ordered this?
This was a custom piece I did, um, and just he just wanted to celebrate his birth of his 3 boys. So his
Okay.
last boy was that's why the initial GMC. His last boy was 2020 during the pandemic. So you
Oh,
see the birth
oh, the
2015,
2015, 2017.
2017, 2020,
That's
and
beautiful.
each initial of the boy, and we put diamonds around it and encased it, and it looks great.
And he wears it on a necklace. Is that what that is?
Right, right. It's called a
Okay.
Franco necklace.
Wow, that's gorgeous. That is a nice piece, and that's custom made also. And he comes and he just tells you what he wants, and you
Yep, he
start
tells me
start.
what he wants, and I'll draw a picture, and I'll put it in the computer. And this one took me about a month and a half to make. It took me some time because it was a big piece.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and it's all in. It's all in. Is that 14 karat gold?
Yes, that's all 14 karat gold. And these diamonds are called ideal cut diamonds. They're all VS ideal. So we actually had to have these diamonds cut in Belgium. Then we had to ship them over during the pandemic to make sure he was able to get his piece in enough time.
My goodness, that's gorgeous. Wow. Let's see what's next. Now, I could take a pair of these. These looks very, very, very good. I like these. These are 14 karat gold, and these are all beautiful set in diamonds. Now, tell us about this set, Anthony.
These are called diamond huggies. So I actually made the pair for this for a man. And they're normally for women, but he wanted to have something that was like thick and unique. So they actually look really nice uh, on him. Actually, it was pretty dope earring.
So do you start, somebody asked a question, do you start with a base piece or do you custom design the whole thing?
Everything's from scratch.
Everything's
Everything is done here from scratch, and it's done here in Monroeville. So it's not, there's nothing that leaves. There's nothing that gets sent out. We build the whole thing from scratch.
wow. So where do you get your diamonds from?
Three places. We get it from Belgium, uh, India, Israel. Those are the main sort of places we get our loose stones from. Then if we have vendors that we can't, uh, can't get stuff out of the, out of the country, we'll get it from New York or LA.
Okay. What is it like being a black jeweler, Anthony? How is it in that world? Because I've seen you go to Vegas, I've seen you go to New York. How are you received as a black jeweler? Because I don't see many of them, and they seem to be very guarded. Those that are really in the business seem to be really protective of who they let in. And how is it for you?
It's like if you saw a unicorn walking down the middle of, 22, how would you feel? That's how I feel.
A
Yeah,
unicorn.
that's how I feel. Sometimes you're like, this ain't the world that they want you in, and then sometimes you feel like, I mean, a brother in it. But I have found some great mentors in it from phenomenal and big companies who took me under their wing. Companies that normally would never, ever bring not a young man, not only a black man, but a young man, period. And, especially the amount of money that I deal with every day, it's a very small world they include you in. It's normally family, and it takes millions and millions of dollars. And to be able to have the trust and the support that most of these companies give me, I couldn't even imagine. But it's like I said, it's nothing but God's grace, who's just always been there for me. He just put me in the room full of people that, he sat me at the table with the right people, you could say.
Yeah. Tell me something. So, being a business owner requires a lot of long hours. How are you managing balancing it? How are you doing? Because I know you said you want to spend time with the kids. There's Laura. How do you manage, Anthony?
Um, I have not mastered managing it. I suck at it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I try, but I love what I do. So it's the passion of wanting to see the finished product of what I'm actually doing. Then it's also wanting to get home to my kids. So it's like, you know, even when I get home, I'm like, oh, I should have stayed and just finished that ring. I should, gone to the next piece of the next day, But I'm still working on juggling my creativity and also juggling the family time. Uh,
How is security for you? How do you handle security? How do you manage security with all of that much jewelry there, all of that? How safe are you? Well, I know. In your office you're well protected camera wise. I know you have lots of cameras everywhere. But how is security for something like this?
it's always high in security, you know. It's always I always keep like Smith and Weston on me.
uh,
So I wish a brother would, but well,
stop.
so I always I always stay protected. But it's we always have security here, and we do what we have to do to keep our customers safe and keep the employees safe. And because we're not like a jewelry store, we're a boutique. So you just can't walk in the door unless we invite you. So
I
you
see.
can't window shop here. If you want us to window shop, you ain't gonna be looking at nothing but walls. So you know, we create the product. So there's nothing for here. We have pieces here, but most of the time the person we creating it for you. We're building it. So there's nothing here that you can just come in and just say, hey, let's go. You know.
I see. But that's the good. So it's like a boutique. It's all custom made. And
Yeah.
once they come in and say that they want the piece, then you start with the 3D. And I saw you did something that looked like it wasn't sponge rubber. Is that the shell that you after they design it? Is that what you do next?
It's like a 3D mold. We send it to like a printer, and we can 3D print the actual design. So like that pickup truck or that tractor trailer you saw earlier, we'll do a computer rendering,
Yeah.
and we send the file to a 3D printer, and the 3D printer prints out the exact image that we created in the computer. Then we take that 3D rendering or that through that wax that it prints out, and we pour it in plaster and we burn out that wax, and it leaves a vacuum of what was left there. Then we
Wow.
pour the gold in.
So a lot of your stuff is now, you have to use technology for a lot of it now.
We do both. I'm old school because I was trained by old school guys, and I'm a lot of new school because I'm still young. So I use a little bit of both. That's where I sort of have my niche because I know old school craftsmanship and new school technology.
Wow. Do we have some more of Anthony's pieces there? We can bring up a few. There's a couple of, I remember there was a blue one that I really liked. I don't know if we can see that. There's a couple more pieces we want to show. You saw that one, the one that was the K, right?
That's a silver piece we did for a young lady's graduation.
Okay, that's just her initial.
That's just her initials.
Okay, now that's a nice piece. There is another, yeah, we saw that already. I'm looking for that blue. I saw there was a blue ring. I don't know if we can still see
And
that
this one
one.
we did for Reserve Studio down on in Pittsburgh. They're a beautiful salon.
Okay, and so how long does it normally take for a ring to be completed?
Normally about 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay,
Before I was like 1 week pumping them out, and we became so busy. I'm being backed up to about 2 to 3 weeks because I've only had one other bench driller with me. But we're doing things that most jewelry stores in Pittsburgh can't even imagine. Even the big companies. So a lot of them are calling us to, and a lot of their employees are calling us to, make stuff for them.
okay. So if I want to get a ring made, what about financing? How is financing as far as to make? If we want to come in and spend 5,000, are we able to finance it with you?
Yeah, we have financing here. We have payment plans if you just want to make payments until you receive it, or you can get a loan here. Um, have everything, but the majority of our customers they pay half down, the other half is paid on completion. I think
Okay.
since we started, I've done probably 10 loans. Uh, we do so little, we forget how to even use the actual process. But but it's majority of customers, they've always been sort of like let's say wealthy, but they've always had it. So, but we
Yeah.
we definitely have everything for any customer.
Okay, so we have some more. Are we ready? Notice it? Okay, well, there's one blue one that I had that I wanted to see how that was made. It was such a pretty piece. And so someone wants to come to you to make a ring. Their birthday's coming up. I know I have ordered a Mother's Day ring with all the kids' stone in it.
Oh
How
yeah,
that
you did.
how does that process begin? Do they come in and make an appointment to see you? Call the
Nah,
studio?
if that person is say they just want to just say, hey, I want to make a ring, just shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram or text me. They'll go onto the website. Even our website has like a little link at the bottom where you can click on it, and it's a chat, and you just say what you want to do. And what we do is we charge $150 design fee, and it takes us about 4 days to build the actual design. And after we finish it, you sort of just tell me the budget you want to stay in. I sort of build it around that design. But when it takes me about 4 days to finish it, and after that, it's you just say it's perfect. I love it. Let's make it, and you put your money down, and after that, we get started.
Wow. Tell me, what is your vision for your business for the next 2 to 5 years? Where do you see Mark and Co going?
I want to grow where I have another office, whether it be out of state, which is my heart is Florida because my best clients and my most clients live in Florida. My heart is to go to Florida and have another office. But if not, it's having another office here, and we're looking at one on Walnut Street, and we're 50-50 right now on opening up a second location. But I'm praying about it, and I'm making sure it's the right decision before I jump the broom. But it's like every step I'm doing in this business in this season, it's strategic because I don't want to, new business that grows this fast can also fall very fast, and I don't want to lose everything that I've gained.
And so within the next 2 to 5 years, you probably open up a second location.
Yeah, growing a second location and uh, probably hiring more detailed employees that where it can help me take us to the next level with like not just sales but like computer technology.
Are you willing to mentor other males? Are you willing to mentor other young people?
Yeah,
Say there's a young man that I feel like they need to come in and you can mentor, just like somebody took you under their arm to mentor you. Do you think that you would be willing to mentor someone?
yeah, I do it all the time. Some don't really stay long because they don't realize it's not all the money that's involved in this. They see the
Okay.
money and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna be balling out," and they don't realize that yeah, it's not fun. It's art
It's a
and
lot of work.
it's a lot of work and it's dirty work. They think it's just shiny gold and diamonds and it's not. It's you come home. I'm black and I come home black because all the polish and and all the stuff
Right.
that's on my face. But it's like it's not the pretty side of it. It's work.
And
Yeah,
they've got to have good work ethic to come into that.
you
Plus,
do.
trustworthy because you're working with so much diamonds and
Yeah,
things. It's got to be. You have to be able to be trustworthy to work in that arena.
right.
That's something that I know that is so important because the diamonds are so small. I remember one time you dropped a diamond and you were melt down because those things are so expensive.
Yep, they are.
How do you
One
all keep track and not lose those? They're so tiny sometimes.
we have a like 4-person team that tracks the diamonds all day, every day. If as soon as it comes in, it's put in the computer. It's put in front of the camera. It's labeled, and we track it. From the moment it hits our door to the day it leaves with the customer. And if it's a stone that doesn't leave, we track it back to the wholesaler, whether they're in Belgium, New York, LA, whatever. It's going right back. So we're very detailed. Like we had probably like 2 months ago, where a diamond company lost a stone, and they thought we didn't ship it back, and we're like, yeah, we shipped it back, and we were able to prove that we didn't have it, that they had it, and it made me nervous for a minute. But Matea, my manager, does a phenomenal job, and she was like, "Look, they got it. It's in the video right here," and they threw it away. So they accidentally threw away a $8,000 diamond, but you know,
Jesus.
it's what you got insurance for.
Oh, so you have to keep everything that comes in has to be insured and
Oh,
well,
everything is insured. As soon as it hits the door, it's insured. Even while it's traveling, it's insured. So we
wow.
have we have even with FedEx, we have a special courier service that allows all of our, if our customers in Japan, Israel, whatever, that it's fully insured, and it has a special like hub that it's not the normal FedEx driver that drops your box off and throws it. It's a special carrier service that gives you straight hand to hand delivery.
Okay. Oh my goodness. No, I remember you did a piece in for England. How did that work in shipping something like that overseas?
England is a difficult country to deal with because it's uh, their taxes and duties are just a pain in the butt. So I prefer not to deal with uh, England at all. Uh, but if someone asks me, I'll do it. But when it's shipping there, sometimes I might be buying the piece twice.
That's how expensive it is?
That's how expensive is their stuff is, and you can't, fudge and lie on the report because they'll open the box and look inside.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one thing is England is no joke. Yeah, any other
Wow.
country, they're you have no problems. That's the only one that's it's just absolutely difficult.
I think they have one piece that they want to show you. Let's see if we can bring that up. Tell us. Yes, the blue. What about this?
That is a Ceylon sapphire. We did that for a young lady. This is 2020, and it's just a beautiful engagement ring. She just wanted something unique that no one else had. So she had a little idea, and we sort of went with our concept, but we sort of put a spin on it, you could say.
And that would be considered an engagement ring also?
Yeah,
Wow. So
that's would
it
be.
doesn't, engagement rings don't have to be diamonds. It can
They
be
don't have to
whatever
be
you.
diamonds. Like right now, the popular thing is morganite, which is like a peachy pink stone. Um,
Morganite.
yeah, and the second right now, other than diamond, is like sapphire, rubies, emeralds. They're all very popular, non-traditional engagement rings.
So something like that particular ring for an engagement would cost about one since it's not just a regular diamond.
Well, sapphires are expensive. That's going to be around $3,000 to $4,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
sapphires are they're sapphire, emeralds, and rubies. You're getting to the close to the same price of a diamond.
Wow. And rubies are expensive. I know a lot of people. I know when we were looking for my red ring for my installation, it was hard to find rubies. You said it was so hard to find them. Is it because of the size, or it's just a hard piece to get?
They're just so expensive, and they're rare too. You want to anytime a ruby is around $800 per carat. So every carat in a ruby is around $800 to $1,000. So if and that's for like a poor quality. If you're really high end quality, like you say your Mercedes level, you'll be around maybe $3,000 to $4,000 per carat. Like I just bought 5 stones and I paid $15,000 wholesale. So that's like buying a car. And it hurt.
Yeah.
It definitely hurt.
Wow. Now tell me how you and Laura, I know both you all are owners in it. How much is Laura involved as far as what you do as your wife? I know she's a part of the business also, and she's always a great support to you.
Mhm.
How does Laura fit in?
She fits in good. She came out here Saturday to, fill in for one of the employees. She held the fort down, and she's the one who pushed me out of the basement, you could say, where I was like in my comfort zone. Like every minute I'm in my comfort zone, it's hey, someone gives you a little umph and get you moving. And she pushed me. I said, no, you need to go get an office. And we got an office, and the next level we're building again and building again. So now we have, you know, 2,000 plus square feet where we were doing everything out of the hub of a basement. So she's the heart of the soul of this operation. She keeps me grounded where I don't let my head get too big because, sometimes money can make you think you something that you're not. She definitely keeps me, on a level playing field.
Wow. And what about the children? Who do you think will fill the shoes of Anthony Mock? Who will do that out of the boys, the girls? I don't know. Who do you
I
see?
think if the ones I thought would, I not. I think my oldest is going to be, into something else, and my two youngest are going to be. But I think my Kendall is going to be the creative one. She's an artist, so either she's going to be into dancing or she's going to be in drawing, and making jewelry. So I think that's going to be the one. But my main goal was to leave wealth for them. They can, if they want to sell this or they want to keep it, whatever they want to do. My goal is to pass this down to them, so you know that name lives on forever and ever, and they'll always have, you know, something. Because one thing I did learn in this business is that these Jewish and Indian families, they pass this stuff down,
Yes, they
and their
do.
name lives on for generations in this. You
Yeah.
know, like one of my closest boys in this is Namdar. Their family name has been passed down, years and years, and the wealth is passing down and down. And I'm learning that I want Mock to go another 100 generations, and live, and the money just follow it. Where my great grandchildren still living off of this.
Okay. Well, I thank God for that. Well, our time is coming to an end. I enjoyed this. It was good to hear that. I know you have a big supporter. Your sister says to make sure you mention her because she's your biggest supporter. So I want to make sure you mention your sister.
I won't. I will. I'm sorry. I will. Well, definitely.
Well, Anthony, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Let's Talk. We're just praying. Just tell us one more time where to call to set up an appointment to meet with you or to come in and see one of the staff members if we want to do something for something coming up. Where should we call?
You call their phone number 412-607-7304. But mainly go to the website, and unlike everything else now, Instagram is like the hub for us, where go to Instagram and see our work. It's Mockco, Mockco, and the majority of our what we have finished and what we're doing is on there. And all you
Nice.
gotta do is, yeah, just shoot a message, DM us, and Charity is one of my VPs of my company. She'll either message me or message you, or myself. So you'll be
Okay.
speaking to one of us.
All right. Well, I'll be seeing you soon to pick up my mother's ring.
Take your
Don't
time.
forget to start designing it. I want it with the three stones in it. So as soon as you get a chance. Oh, I want to hold on a minute, Anthony. Somebody just sent this up and I wanted to show, I hope I can show it to you. This ring here. Do you remember this ring?
Yeah, I have it here. I'm working on it because I had to make some adjustments to it.
Wow, this is
Yeah,
beautiful. And now this one, would this be considered an engagement ring or just
that's an
just a?
engaged ring and that's a wedding band. The engaged ring is 30,000, which is on the top, and the bottom part is I think it's around 15,000. The wedding band.
So you're saying it's about 45 for this wedding
Right.
pieces?
That's a let's say it's a 5 carat sapphire.
That's a car.
Yeah, it's a beautiful ring though. It's when you see it, and
It
I
is
would have had it for
beautiful.
to I would have had it for tonight, but I had to use one of the side stones, so I'm working on it right now, fixing it.
Anthony, they're absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight. Your mom is so proud of you. I'm so glad you're doing. Keep up the good work. Walk in integrity the best that you can. And we pray for you every day for God to bless you and increase
Thank
you
you.
more and more. Thank you for joining us tonight. God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. God is so good.